Today's topic was about beginning on a clean slate. When you're born into this world, when you're born into this life, you have absolutely no recollection about your previous births, where you were, who you met, what you did, what you underwent, what kind of trauma you had, what kind of difficulties you met. None of that. Can you imagine if you were born into this world knowing what you went through? You would be paralyzed. You would be completely paralyzed. Knowledge, bringing past traumatic experiences into the moment, paralyzes your action right now. And right now is everything. Right now is all that matters. Nothing else really matters. So each morning, you have to begin afresh. You have the same goals, you have the same thing to undertake. You have probably, your one day is not that much different from the next. The goals are more or less the same. But every day, if you bring a fresh mind to it, then perhaps the way you approach your problems might be different. It's the same with lifetimes. So people have been going through lifetimes, maybe that they had to learn how to forgive. So you go through one lifetime and you're born as a painter, and then somebody does something to you and you spend your life taking revenge on that person, never being able to forgive, and then you're born again. And then you're saying, oh my God, I did that in my past life, now I'm not going to do that again. Whereas what happens is that's not the case. You have complete amnesia with the past. So in the present life, no matter what circumstance you're born, you still have to learn to forgive. But this time, you might use a different approach. You might come across a different person. You might overcome a barrier and have a breakthrough in your spiritual life. Right? Every lifetime is an opportunity to just get it. There's I was listening to Sarvapriyananda just now. I'm studying the Gita. So in one of his talks, he mentioned Alan Watts. Alan Watts was a philosopher. And one of the stories he talks about, and I heard this a few weeks ago, was about, Leela, God's Leela. So in the beginning, he says there was God, right? And God knows everything. God does everything. He's the perfect one. He's perfect. He's complete. He's got all those wonderful qualities about him, that he's beyond space. He's infinite. He's imperishable. He cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. All of those qualities. But he was bored. So he says, let me have a little bit of fun. And so he created human beings. So he limited himself and he said, I want to enjoy what's on this earth by being a human. But what he did was that he created amnesia. He says, I can't be remembering everything. So he created amnesia, and then the problem was, so there was God who knows everything and man who knows nothing, but then man who knows nothing forgot he was God. And then the nightmare began, right? The whole nightmare of existence began. And in the meantime, the person who was having the best time was God himself, because this was started all just as a game. And God is good at what he does. And playing games, it is what he's best at. So it's just making light of all of this existence, okay? We take our lives way too seriously. Way too seriously. We take our problems way too seriously. We think that we are the only people going through this, whatever it is that we're going through. We think we're the only people that are suffering. My suffering is more suffering than anybody else's suffering. You don't know the first thing about my suffering. Whatever it is I'm going through, it's bigger, it's worse, and it's more devastating than anything you can ever know. Right? We really believe that our problems are insurmountable. They're huge. They're huge, and every day is such a challenge. And then we bring yesterday's problems, day before yesterday's problems, last month's problems. You fell down, somewhere you hurt yourself, now you won't go bike riding again. You talk to somebody who was rude to you, now you'll never talk to somebody from that community. We carry so much baggage into our lives. We cannot forgive. We cannot forget. We live our lives with memories and judgments from the past. And memories can never be trusted. Whatever happened at one time. And if you think you were happy then, and if you were able to physically transport yourself back to when you were 16 and when you were having this wonderful party in your honor and everybody loved you and your skin was so beautiful and you were so slim, all that, right? You want to transport yourself back. You wish you were like that. You can put yourself into the mind of that 16-year-old girl who is saying, I wish I could grow up, I can't do anything, I'm stuck at home, my parents are troubling me, life is so terrible, I can't wait for everything to change. Every time you are locked in a time frame, you're always longing to be something else. You're always longing to be somewhere else. And that prevents you from growing as a person. Every single day you wake up, you do your meditation, you do your kriya, you do your hamsa, your pranayama, wipe the slate clean. Whatever you did yesterday, it's fine. They're just seeds that were planted. But today is a new day. Today is the day. As the last mantra after your meditation, say, today is the day for me. Today is when it all is going to happen. Don't begin the day feeling bad, saying, oh, I've done so much work. I've put in all my life. All I've been is a housewife. And my life has amounted to nothing. I'm just cooking and cleaning for everybody. I'm just nothing. Everybody else is doing great. Because everybody else is looking at you and saying, oh, this lucky girl sitting at home, enjoying herself, doing whatever she pleases. I have to work 24 hours a day and listen to all this nonsense. I don't have time to breathe, time to cook properly. We're always envying everybody else's situation. And in the meantime, you're not reaching your own potential. Everything is clouded. Everything is clouded by things from the past. Everything is clouded by worries about the future. And in the meantime, God is having a laugh. It's a game. It's Leela. You're born, you die. You're born, you die. So somebody made 100,000, somebody made 1,000. Who remembers who made what? Can you even take anything with you? All this life you spend stressing, avoiding time with your family, avoiding the precious moments in developing relationships. And then your whole life has passed by, your children have grown up, and there's so much animosity in everybody, nobody appreciates anything else, and then you die. Was it even worth it? And all the money that you earn, all that you work hard for, you leave behind. None of it you take. So if there's one thing that you need that smile on your face. You need that joy in your heart. We don't know how long we're going to be here. It could be today, it could be next week, it could be next month, next year. I don't know when each one of us is going to end our contract with this life. But out of that, out of all the days that we spent on earth and had the joy of being on this beautiful planet, how much of that time were you happy? Were you joyous? Were you caring and sharing and loving and positive and upbeat and just doing for others and just receiving for no reason and giving for no reason? And how much of it was spent planning and being devious and being deceitful and lying and being hateful and envious of others and jealous of other people's success and wondering how it's going to work out tomorrow, fearful all the time, or nervous about the past, whether it was going to impact your future, certain behaviors that you had, certain habits that you had, is that going to impact me? What are we doing, wasting our time with thoughts that don't serve us? Bursting out in anger, being violent in our thoughts and expression, criticizing others and complaining about life. So many of us spend so much of our time just doing this, and it's all passing. It's passing. You reach 60, you reach 65, you reach 7. Don't you wonder, how did I even get to this point in my life? I was just a kid myself, and it's all passed by so fast. And at every point in throughout this time, you had thousands of opportunities to be here now. In a day, how many seconds are there? I don't know the exact number, but plenty. I know there's a number. Every opportunity, every day is an opportunity for you to come back to the center, come back to the now, come back to the present, and declare to yourself that happiness is my birthright. I'm not asking you to step on anyone. I'm going to be happy and I'm going to slap the rest of the world. You can do whatever you want. I just want my happiness. No, that's not what I mean. It's an inner stillness, and when you approach your source, when you come close to that, it's an inner expression of joy, which just spreads like perfume. And the perfume that spreads is pure compassion. That's what spreads when you meditate, when you get closer to your source, when you understand that I am not this limited human being. I'm not this mind. I'm not my emotions. I'm not my experiences. You are your experiences, but I'm not my memory. I'm not stuck in any one part of my existence. That I am. I am that eternal consciousness. If you even remind yourself about this all day, like a weight lifts off your shoulder. If I am that which created this entire universe, these heavens, this whole existence, then why should I worry whether I'm going to have enough food for tomorrow? It's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. And I will put my effort in every single day as if this was my first day. I was just born today. Period between birth and death could be one day, if you think about it, because time is a man-made concept, right? You come and you go. Now, how are we spending our day? And what is the technique that we use to continuously stay present? So physically, wipe the slate clean. Wipe that slate clean. What happened yesterday does not matter. What happened last week does not matter. Again and again, you reinvent yourself. You refresh yourself. You come back each time with, more and more additional energy. And you give it your best. You give this moment your best, because this moment is all that we have. You can spend it being miserable, or you can spend it being happy. The choice is yours. I cannot force any of you to be happy or to want to be happy. You are all welcome to choose misery. But why would you? Why would you? Why would anybody pick misery over happiness? Right? So decide today that what happened yesterday, what happened in my previous life, whatever happened before today, does not matter. I wipe the slate clean and today I begin afresh. Today I make a new list of things that I want to do. Today I make a new list of goals that I want to achieve. Today I make a new list of ideals that I want to live up to. Every day you die to the past and you get reborn. Isn't that a nice thought? Yeah. You never feel that I didn't have the chance, I didn't have the... Yes, you have it. It's not late. It is never too late. And when you wake up, it feels like it's been an eternity. So often, when you get into that meditation, it feels like you just went into meditation, you woke up, and I say that it's been 25 minutes. Sometimes we get those very deep experiences, especially in the workshops. You get very, very deep meditative experiences. You can't tell time. You can't tell time. When you wake up, it will feel like it's an eternity. This is your opportunity. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Om Namah Shivaya.